You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Days of Our Lives fans, I have got your 2-week spoilers for April 14th through the 25th. JJ oversteps, Philip is busted, and Sarah is just sick by what she has done. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. If you're not following us, please reach down, click that subscribe button. Let's get started with what's coming on Monday, April 14th. So, after talking to Rex about the whole gun situation, Roman has a lot of questions for Kate. Namely, did you shoot EJ? And I don't think she did. And she may tell Roman, okay, fine, I had a gun and I thought about it, but I didn't do it. That's the important part, right? Meanwhile, Xander is completely outraged, and this may be by something going on over at DiMera, which they just took over. Chanel lets Johnny lean on her next week, and he is still reeling over the conversation with Sami about what went on with EJ, but Sami doesn't want Johnny to hate his dad. But it's more than just his origin story. There's also the fact that they are struggling to adopt because of EJ. Rafe and Sami spend some time together, and this week they are going to be in a lip lock. There's going to be some smoochy smooching, and a lot more than that very, very soon. Meanwhile, Vivian is making more demands over at the Kiriakis mansion. She told them on Friday she wants Xander dead. She's going to tell Kate and Philip again, kill him so that Philip has all the money, and then you can give me half the money. Now, Philip did try to buy some time with Vivian and said he'd set up some fake accounts and basically embezzle and send her money. I mean, he's laundered money through Titan before, so he certainly knows how it works, but Vivian is not going to settle for that. Tuesday, April 15th, JJ is kind of upset about all this stuff going on with his girlfriend possibly being a suspect in the EJ shooting case, and so he has to talk to her, and things are going to get very tense. Meanwhile, Stephanie catches up with Jada, who opens up to her about what is going on with Rafe. He has asked her to move out. He made a big hairy deal about the whole one night with Sean thing, and I think even more than the sleeping with him, it's that none of his loved ones knew that he wasn't Rafe, and they should have known because Arnold is a lot more interesting. He's dumb, but he's fun, Sami is really annoyed at Leo, and Javi has to get in there to defend his boyfriend, which is interesting because Sami and Javi should not know each other at all, but if she's over at the house, I'm sure introductions will be made. This week, Sami also runs into Vivian, and that is definitely a conversation that you don't want to miss. And Xander and Kristen get into it. She is furious. He has taken over the family business, and I'm sure he is going to salt the wound and rub it in her face because that's the kind of classy guy he is. And he and Kristen have had a mostly hate-hate relationship for years, but she was his minion at one point, so he was her minion at one point, so she's definitely not going to be happy with what he has done. Wednesday, April 16th, Xander is dealing with demands from Kristen and tells her no, and also no. I'm sure she wants him to give back DiMera, get it out from under the Titan umbrella and just walk away. But Xander's not going to do any of that. Plus, Maggie is completely disgusted to see Vivian Alamain in her house and says she wants her gone and tells Philip to make it happen. And that is going to set Vivian off for what she's going to do later this week. Jada has a conversation with Rafe, and she wants to clarify the events and what is going on, and we're obviously at a breaking point for them. And Sami catches up with Kate on Wednesday. We are also going to have Gabby completely enraged at JJ, and she is so mad that he thinks she shot EJ, and he's talking about the fact that she doesn't have an alibi, which plenty of people don't have an alibi, but to be fair, Gabby was actually on the property with a gun in her hand looking in the window. She went there thinking about killing him, just like Kate, I think, thought about killing him. So there was a lot of people thinking about killing EJ, but only one person actually tried to do it. On Thursday, April 17th, we have Xander completely shocked when Vivian shows up at DiMera and tells him that Victor did not write the letter that Philip found. Well, first of all, he didn't find the letter. He was given the letter by Vivian, but obviously she is not going to confess to the fraud. I do suspect she may throw Kate under the bus, but she also may let him know that Philip does indeed know the letter was fraudulent, because it looks like it all comes out this week. Stephanie needs some advice from Kayla, and it may be about Sarah pressuring her to keep this dirty secret, but looks like it's all gonna blow up soon. And Marlena and Steve versus Orpheus next week gets really tense, and Steve doesn't think there's a lot more that he and Marlena can do in Estonia looking for John, and she doesn't want to leave until they find her husband. Sarah comes clean to Maggie, obviously, about this Philip mess, and she's not going to like it at all. And it's a Alex versus Philip showdown, and everything gets explosive. These two are arguing outside the Brady pub. We're going to wrap up the week on Friday, April 18th with Xander and Philip having it out, and it looks like all the lies and betrayal are exposed, but Sarah's part in it may stay hidden a little while longer. Rafe and Sami have another talk, and he really opens up to her, and they're going to be doing the deed very soon, and somebody is going to walk in on them or spy them, and it's going to be Javi, and I doubt he's going to keep it to himself. Sean and JJ warn Melinda, maybe about her client Kristen being arrested for EJ's attempted murder or that necklace, but I think it's more about the EJ case. And Gabby and Vivian are having a very nasty argument. And of course, she blames Vivian probably for her losing Stefan. And even if Gabby is only suspecting it, we all know it's true, because Vivian also forged the divorce papers and kidnapped Stefan and sent him off to Alamania. The week of the 21st through the 25th of April, we have got Xander finally knowing what Philip did. But when he tells Sarah, I wonder if he'll notice she's not shocked. And it seems her part in Philip's fraud may stay hidden just a while longer. Sarah and Xander are busy planning a trip for the honeymoon they never got, but festering guilt throws a damper on Sarah's happiness. Kristen is going to be formally arrested for EJ's shooting. Could be this week. She's been questioned and all that, but I don't think she has been formally arraigned and accused. Rumor has it that she may confess to save little Rachel, who may be the shooter, but we'll see if that manifests. That was a tidbit from our leaker. New Rachel, played by Alice Halsey, debuts on the 24th of April. Check out this photo of Kristen. So on the left is Kristen in this prison outfit at Statesville, and it's the denim shirt and the white shirt and the dark jeans. And then there is a photo where they were showing that Teo Pinglis was back on days with his Salem siblings, EJ and Chad and Kristen, and she is in that prison uniform. So that photo is pretty much a spoiler that, first of all, EJ survives his ordeal, not that we thought he would die, but also that Kristen is in prison, and it will be for this crime. Philip's doing a walk, or maybe a run, of shame out of Salem soon, and that means Vivian's going to leave empty-handed. Gabby and Kate are all going to be cleared in EJ's shooting, but the fact that JJ thought Gabby might be guilty is a deal breaker. Sami and Rafe's night of nookie, or more than one night, is going to put a nail in the coffin for him and Jada's relationship, and she's likely going to go scurrying back to Sean, and Belle is determined to not let Sami or a coma stand in the way of her making a future with EJ.
thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.